Well, this sounds almost too good to be true. Lose weight by eating. You gotta love it. Still, it helped one mom shed 150 pounds without losing the food she craved. Take a look at this.
Audrey Johns says she was always the biggest girl in the room, even after trying every major fad diet. As she grew close to 300 pounds, Audrey knew she had to change. So she cut out diet sodas, stopped using artificial sweeteners, and dropped almost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Audrey gave up fake frozen foods and blogged her weight loss breakthrough. Using her lose weight by eating plan and recipes in her cookbook, Audrey gives naughty foods a makeover, so you can eat the things you crave every day.
Audrey Johns is here with us now. Welcome. It's so good to have you here today.
Oh, thank you.
And you bring some wonderful smells with you, if I may say.
I know, it's making me so hungry.
Let's talk about being hungry, because you were someone who was overweight. You wanted to lose weight, but even when you dieted, it didn't work. What was up with that?
You know, I was actually starving myself. I was drinking 0-calorie drinks, and I was eating frozen foods and not losing the weight. Under 1,000 calories a day is what I was eating, and I was actually gaining. And I realized something's really wrong here. And I stumbled upon clean eating, and it completely changed my life and my figure.
One of the things you had to do to start losing weight was give up your first love. Talk about that.
Oh, my first love was diet sodas. I was one of those 5 diet sodas a day, always with the big gulp.
Everybody thinks they're sacrificing and doing a good thing by drinking a diet drink. They're actually loaded with sodium, aren't they?
Loaded with sodium and chemicals that actually tell your body to hold on to fat. So they're really not good for weight loss.
So what was it that triggered for you the understanding of what you needed to do?
Well, when I lost 10 pounds the very first week, just by giving up diet sodas, I knew I was onto something. And then the next week, I gave up artificial sweeteners and preservatives, and again, another 10 pounds came off. It was so easy. I realized, well, I must be onto something. And I just kept going with it. And after 11 months, I was 150 pounds thinner.
Unbelievable. Well, one of the things I love about your book is you say that we don't have to lose our craving for things that we like. We can eat the foods that we like, just eat them differently. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I like to do with all of these recipes is I like to pack them full of ingredients that actually help boost your metabolism and keep you really, really, really full. Because when you think diet, you think no flavor, and you think small portions. And I wanted to just get past that. Exactly. We don't want that. We want to eat a lot of great food. We want to feel great eating the food. We want the food to do great things for our bodies.
And it's all your cookbook. Of course, I collect them, so I really enjoyed it. It's so well done. I mean, the pictures are great. It's so easy to follow. And you've prepared some things here today, so you can kind of give us a little taste of, so to speak, of what you've got. Let's look at this first thing that's been prepared over here. This is a pizza.
This is from my pizza chapter, a whole chapter of pizzas. And this is actually a pear, rosemary, and goat cheese pizza. This is great for people who maybe have an allergy to traditional milk, cow's milk. There's goat cheese in this. You can take out all of the other cheese and just go with that. And also it's great for, you know, there's always a few picky kids who don't like the red sauce on their pizzas. And this is great for that. It's low calorie, it's packed full of nutrition, and it will definitely curb your cravings.
It looks yummy.
It's so good.
And this, you know, I think lasagna is a staple in most homes at least several times a year, but this has really good stuff in it.
Absolutely. As an Italian-American woman, I could not give up my pasta. That just was not going to happen.
So what did you do?
What I did was I packed this full of vegetables. It's over 50% vegetables, and there is some Italian sausage in here. I do go ahead and use turkey or chicken just to kind of have a little bit more health.
Meeting the craving.
Exactly. And you can take out the meat and then even end up saving a little bit of money. But this is great because it will turn off those hunger receptors in your body. Just like when you put your hand on something hot and your mind tells you, ow, that hurts, your stomach or your mind will tell your stomach, I'm still hungry. So if you give it the foods that it truly craves, the vegetables, the things that will turn off those hunger receptors, you won't be hungry.
I love the way it stays together.
Isn't that
because
nice?
That's a hard thing to do with lasagna. It looks
absolutely.
great.
Well, you do have to let it rest for a little bit because otherwise lasagna just kind of slides.
Yes, exactly. But that looks great. And then over here you've got
my sloppy joes. You know, it's really funny. My husband will not eat carrots. He refuses to eat carrots and anything that's sweet and root vegetable. And so I'm always trying to get him to eat the healthy stuff. So I got his mother's old, traditional, amazing sloppy joe recipe, and I packed it full of vegetables, including carrots. What I do is I shred the carrots, and so then they end up taking on the same look as the meat. and they sweeten it without having to add extra sweeteners.
But you have meat in here?
It's 50% meat and 50% vegetables.
Really? Wow,
But it
that's
tastes
amazing.
just like the stuff that your mom used to make.
And
It's so
speaking of amazing, these look wonderful. Tell me what you have here.
These are my strawberry shortcake cupcakes. I was in the grocery store with my daughter, and you see those spring the shortcake areas, and I was not about to buy her all of that preservatives, all of that sugar. So I brought home some of the ingredients and I made these, and they've become a staple in our family. And if you actually turn to the page in the book, you'll see a photo with her. And I had to bring her on set for that. I actually let her eat 4 or 5 of these while we were doing the shot, just because they're so low in sugar and so high in nutrition.
What's the bulk of it? What
Strawberries are on the inside. So I blend up strawberries. Those are going to sweeten it, and those are going to add. Strawberries actually naturally boost your metabolism.
Huh? Well, that's good to know. Well, you've got something we're going to put together here today, and I'll show you the finished product in a minute as well as the book. But tell me what we're making here.
This here is my nutty chicken salad, and we're going to make them into sliders today. What I do is I chop up some chicken. You can also shred it, whatever's easiest for you.
Okay.
And then we're going to add in some red bell pepper for crunch. A little bit more crunch. We have some shallots or red onion, whatever you prefer, whatever you have in the house. And my secret ingredient, these are the pecans, and these add so much crunch. And I know it seems strange, but I promise, try it.
Oh no, it
it's
sounds
so
wonderful
good
to me. And what is this? Is this craisins?
These are cranberries, dried cranberries, a little bit of salt, and the Dijon mustard.
Ooh.
And we're going to fold this together with some Greek yogurt. So instead of using mayonnaise, we're going to use Greek yogurt in this, and Greek yogurt naturally boosts your metabolism, and it's so much lower in calories.
It doesn't change the consistency?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's exactly the same consistency, and then it's the Dijon mustard that gives it that kick.
Ooh, this smells so heavenly.
Fantastic.
It really does.
A little bit of black pepper. And I have one more trick. Not just the Greek yogurt makes this skinny. I actually take out some of the bread. I'm going to show you guys how I cut these. What I do, you guys can see, wow, that's so much smaller than this. What I do is I cut off the top.
So you're getting more of the filler with all of the good nutrients in it than you are the calories of the bread.
And then I cut off the bottom. And I'm not just going to throw away this middle, because that would be wasting. I'm going to save this. I'm going to make croutons or breadcrumbs. Or if I'm making a lot of these, I can just take the 2 middles and use them. So this is how we're going to make our
wonderful.
Sandwiches.
So a little of that
a little bit more, because we want these to be big and yummy. Some tomato.
Those look wonderful.
I know, aren't these beautiful?
Of year, yes.
And spinach. Spinach also naturally boosts your metabolism. You can use any kind of greens you want here, but spinach has almost no flavor and it boosts metabolism, so why not go that route?
How awesome is that?
Aren't those lovely?
Here is the finished product. Let me show it here where she's presented it so beautifully. And right behind it is what we really want you to see, because it can be yours, and these are just a few of the great recipes. There are 130 recipes in here, as well as Audrey's story. It's called Lose Weight by Eating. It's available in stores nationwide, wherever books are sold. It's just a wonderful cookbook. If you enjoy cooking and being able to see what you're doing along the way and in the process, as well as understand what you're eating, you want to get a hold of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Beautifully done.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Get it? I'm adding it to mine.